I was searching the web today for something inspirational, and I'm trying to find other things that might uplift somebody else's day, let alone mine. I'd like to share that. Although this is dedicated to my racing to the North Pole, I still see a lot of relevance to sharing something like this with you. Just because it goes to my whole end in mind of why I'm racing, and for those of you who don't know, it's to get the word out there to people that would abuse that there is light at the end. Every step I'll take in the Arctic for 3.5 weeks for 350 nautical miles, which for those who don't know, which I didn't know, nautical miles, my ignorance in work here, but it's almost 400 miles. So that being said, my surprise, but I'm still doing it. 350, 400, 500 miles. It's still a long ways to go, even if it's 100 miles. But it is 350 nautical miles on foot and skis. So just for those of you out there that are thinking that I'm having dog sleds or snowmobiles or any other type of mechanical or assistance, I don't. So my teammate and I and everybody else racing, it's a timed race. So somebody will win. Hopefully it's our team. I'll just add greatly to getting the message out there for Canadian Center on Abuse Awareness and the reason why I'm doing it. So very short. Again, I want to share some inspiration out there, as I'm looking for inspiration all the time, as I know most people are. I came across, now this is a bit older, so some of you might have seen it, but I was just amazed by the courage that somebody would have to put themselves totally out there, exposed, to give away hugs. I know it sounds very ironic, and to me I almost passed it because it said something about free hugs. I went, no, this might be something a little different. But reading through his bio and then watching the videos, I'm very inspired myself. And I can just picture it, just with my own mentality, just to look at the site, let alone if you were to walk by somebody on the street that says free hugs. You'd have all these other things go through your head because that's what we're programmed to receive. We're programmed to see that there's another motive, and that's actually not the case. Now this person's got world recognition, doesn't need my recognition by any means, and has now started a movement just by giving hugs. I'm just going to clip onto something here. His official page is freehugscampaign.org. And just a little about this story. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but what I find inspiring is he's down on his luck. He just left London, England, went back to Sydney, and he had nothing. He came back to absolutely nothing. Nobody greeting him, nobody to welcome him back. And as in his own words, he was now a tourist in his own town, his own place. And what he would have liked looking around, and I can relate, I've been on many flights, I've been down on my luck when flying, unfortunately, but it's always nice watching and going to the States. I always applaud the soldiers, as I do here. In Canada, it's not as recognized when I say thank you, and I applaud a soldier as it is in the States. It's more recognized, and then another movement in itself. But I always thank them. Both sides of the border, we're all protecting our freedom. But you see the soldiers coming back from Afghanistan and the warm hugs and the welcomes. You see the sons, daughters, mothers, friends, whatever, and it is true what he said, it's that embrace, that warm hug. And, he stood out there for a while, and people would ignore him, and exactly what everybody's thought would first be, most people anyways, they ignore him, or there's something wrong with the person, or whatever. You have all these stereotypes that come in. But it turns out that the first person to hug him, which I find the most inspiring about this, was a lady that was, that's what she was looking for that day. She just needed somebody to hug her, embrace her. Her dog had died, and her daughter had died in an accident, and for him to be out there, it was like the world was coming to guide her to getting what she needed, which was a hug. Now, this has been a big thing, and then it became more publicly known in Australia, and the public feared the liability, and they banned hugging. Now, I don't know about you, but when I read this, I said, they banned what? How do you ban hugging somebody? I don't know, but they did that because it must be because he had a banner. I guess that falls under solicitation, and they had the fear that there could be something malice or something wrong with this out of that, and they banned it. So when most people would say, that's enough, okay, I had my fun, I'm not doing it anymore, and walk away, this gentleman didn't. He took a greater stand and then had 10,000 petitions signed, where now you can do that. You can give away free hugs in Sydney, Australia. That's great. Why I bring that up is the story behind it. It's not so much just the courage it took to get out there and do free hugs, but it's also the fact that against the odds, he took another stand and went out there and did something about it. That is why I'm sharing this with you, is the end goal. It's the same reason why I'm racing. My end goal, although I'm going through my own trials and tribulations, even trying to keep up to do the race and go through physical challenges as well to get my body adjusted to do the race itself in its entirety, there is trials and tribulations along the way. Same if you're coming through abuse. If you're a victim or were the person doing it or whatever, there is light, there is help, but you need to take the courses. And although it may hit you strong right now and it may feel like there's no way to turn to, there is, and that's why I wanted to share this with you. So again, he's on Facebook as well, or sorry, not Facebook, on YouTube as well. So you can join him, but if you click onto his official page, freehugscampaign.org, you can also join him through YouTube there. Thank you. That's just my 2 cents for today.